Hello, I'm back. Okay, let's have a quick stream today. Always a quick stream these days. Uh, I apologize. I was meant to announce it. I forgot. Uh, I've actually been fasting for 14 days and I'm on day 11, water only. So I'm kind of low energy right now. Super high mental clarity, but extremely low energy. So sometimes I like to think to myself, I need to stream, and then I think to myself, do I have the energy? So that's kind of why I've kept them short, but we'll get back into some real in-depth streams in a couple of weeks, I think. So we're going to have a look at Bitcoin, TRVL, and this other token that I've been looking at, PTB, Portal to Bitcoin. I'm quite interested in that. This is what I had from Sunday, and you know, when you plan a short, if it doesn't kind of come into your area, you don't take it. You know, it's really that simple. The idea was right, wasn't it? The idea was right. Looking for a push up and then a little bit of a rejection. That being said, it kind of missed it by a little bit. You don't take those trades. You could, on a swing failure, it'd be a scalp to begin with, and then if it plays out, then it plays out. But the reality is you're kind of looking to go up and take that liquidity. We haven't done that yet, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, let's kind of chuck, what did that Friday analysis? So you had the same thing on Friday. See that? So I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I'll put that into call it Sunday analysis. And hide all that. I hide all these levels now. And what I'll do is I'll have a look at the daily chart. Yeah, it's looking pretty kind of like, it looks like a rejection there. High volume, green, doji, swing failure. It's looking like a little bit of a rejection there, isn't it? So I wouldn't mind if we go down. It might grind down her. But the one thing to bear in mind is that we have an interest rates cut scheduled for tomorrow. This is what people have been talking about, and that's kind of why the price has kind of slowed down a little bit. I think a lot of people are waiting to see what the Fed decides. That's probably going to have a massive impact on the price. I think that's what people are waiting for. There's no significant changes in the volume, as you can see. So we're just kind of stuck here, stuck. I don't really have anything more to say. It's really crazy here. I've got nothing to say about the charts except that everyone seems to be waiting for what happens tomorrow with the Fed announcement. Now the question is this: do they cut by 0.25% or do they cut by 0.5%? This is the order flow. We're underneath the daily open, we're underneath the VWAP. This is bearish. We're looking at bearish CVD. Do you see that? CVD is going up, price is going down. This is bearish. It means that market longs are being absorbed. It's bearish order flow. You can't long this. If anything, you just short this. You have to short this. So that's just easy observation. Nothing really more to say. And what we want to know is what happens tomorrow. I think the 0.25% interest rate cut's been priced in, but I don't think 0.5% it has been priced in. And so if the Fed decides to cut by 0.5%, then that's going to cause this to probably, or possibly, who knows, maybe to go down. So forget this up now, because I think the up has happened with that front run. It's a big front run. Maybe we go down and bounce and then press up. That's kind of like this long is still what I'm interested in, to come and test these lows, test the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders. I'm still there. That's where my mind is at. I think the short is gone, but because the order flow is kind of like bearish, you could probably look for local shorts. You probably have to look for local shorts. The market structure here locally is bearish, lower highs, lower lows at the moment. So you could probably look for local shorts, but ultimately we're looking for a nice juicy long for a retest of this inverse head and shoulders breakout. Okay, whatever happens, we have a whole bunch of liquidity higher up that has to be hit. So even if we come into the neckline and bounce, we're going to come into big resistance up there. The question is how much volume comes in to push through that liquidity. Do we reject again off the point of control, the local point of control, or do we push through and find support, flip it into support? And so these are questions that no one can answer, but basically nothing has changed. And the same thing, if you lose the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders, you lose that SR flip line that I've indicated and back test it for resistance, then we're going down, 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 down. And that's basically Bitcoin. Really, that's a really quick and short, easy update. No real changes from Sunday. If you want to look at my Sunday stream, you can go to my YouTube channel. And obviously, if you're not subscribed, then why not? Subscribe. Subscribe. I need to get this to 1,000 subscribers, so every subscriber counts. And here you can see I put every time I do Bitcoin, I put a Bitcoin video, and there you can catch up with everything. So really, I'm in the same place. The short I think is done, so we can kind of ignore it. And now we're just looking for a long lower down to see what happens tomorrow of the Fed meeting. All right, that's basically Bitcoin. While I'm here, I'm just going to quickly have a look at dominance. Yeah, dominance is pushing up. No, not really. It's kind of just, it's in a holding pattern. I think dominance could probably go up, and then, you know, like it could just take the highs and then go back down again, possibly. That's a likely, or possibly a likely scenario for dominance. What else do I want to look at? So I've been kind of interested in this token called PTB. PTB. Has anyone heard of it? Portal to Bitcoin. This is an interesting token, and always do your own research. But that's the website, Portal to Bitcoin. Go and have a look. Do your own research. Don't trust me. Never trust anyone. Go and do your own research. Have a look at it. In a gist, the idea is that it becomes, look, this is what it says. Portal's BitScaler makes Bitcoin the settlement layer for millions of on-chain and real-world markets while maintaining trust minimization, speed, low transaction fees, and an exceptional user experience. From what I understand, it allows people who hold Bitcoin to transact on other chains and other tokens without using bridges. Okay? So it's a really game-changing technology, and therefore it's probably worth picking up some, probably. The reason why it's game-changing is because it deprecates bridging, completely deprecates bridging. And it means people can just hold Bitcoin and spend without a bridge. And a lot of people who hold Bitcoin don't want to bridge. They don't trust bridges because it's not the same as holding Bitcoin. Holding a wrapped Bitcoin on Solana or whatever is not the same as holding Bitcoin. And this is potentially a massive game changer. And I think it's probably worth kind of picking up some of this speculatively. It could do very well, and you see the investors are quite significant. You've got some big investors backing this project. And when you look at the market cap, let's go and have a look at the market cap. For such a game-changing project, you've got a relatively small market cap, 128 million. I could easily see this going up to 10 billion, 100x in the future. I can see that because it's so game-changing. It's a new token, you know. It's only just launched. It launched at 56 million market cap, and we'll kind of double it at the moment. So it's relatively new, and it's got really big backing, and there's got quite good interest if you stake it on the exchanges. So this is one to, I think this is one to watch. I've picked up a little bit speculatively, and you just never know. And the other thing to bear in mind is these tokens which launch at the beginning of alt season, sometimes they can go really crazy parabolic. Sometimes they can go mental, and you never know. You know, you could end up with more than 10 billion. You could end up with higher. And so it's just something to pick up if you're interested. Technically, when you look at the charts, there's nothing really to look at. Brand new token launch. I'm looking at the perpetual contract on Binance, and for it to launch on Binance on perpetuals, but you already know it's got big backing. Technically, when you just kind of do some basic technicals, you see that after launch, the value area is already above the launch price. So it's really quite bullish. It's with a token like this, you kind of have to dollar cost average in over, and this is probably a reaccumulation range after the initial launch. It's really hard to do technicals and tokens like this. You can't really do fibs or anything like that. I guess, as you can see, the point of control is offering support. So, you know, if you get a dip and it comes down there, that's a really good place to pick it up. Or just dollar cost average and just wait for the mega alt season. That's probably what I think probably the best way to accumulate this. It may go sideways for a few months, so it may pump. But you can see there's quite a lot of volume coming in, so there's quite a lot of interest in this token. So that's kind of what's on my mind with this token. Right now we're just kind of consolidating. Otherwise, there's no real technicals involved here. I mean, you could try and do some technicals. Let me try. Bit of a trend line there. Little front run there off the value area low. But if it's going to hit the point of control, it has to break down. If it breaks down, it might go all the way down to there again, you know. So there is a harmonic in play here. Just kind of making you aware of the harmonic. It'd be something like that. If that plays out, that'll be a really nice bullish harmonic. Off the value area low, golden pocket, taking out those lows. That's a really nice long trade opportunity if you get that opportunity with a big take profit back at the point of control, 50 fib. But who knows? These kind of tokens, you just don't know what's going to happen. If we are going into a little bit of a mini alt season now, then you may not get that trade, but that's a really kind of trade setup, isn't it? And then obviously if you go all the way down to the golden pocket, somewhere there, then the 50 fib is kind of slightly above the point of control. But that would be the target of a bullish harmonic like that if you take the lows here for a swing failure. So that's the kind of trade idea. But in terms of long-term hodling, I think something like this would require a long-term accumulation on the dips. And I have a good feeling about this token. So that's kind of why I'm talking about it. I've picked up some, and if we get any kind of big dips, I may be tempted to pick up some more to increase my position, because I think possibly we could 100x on something like this. Could possibly 100x. Look, 128 mil. The volume is really nice. Look at that, 46 million volume, 24 hours. There's a pretty good volume on this token, and as long as Bitcoin doesn't go into a bear market, then we're probably looking at this pumping, probably. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And so I just wanted to make people aware of that, in case they're kind of out there shopping for new tokens. It's only 2x the launch, so it's still in a good place to pick up some, you know. And again, not financial advice, but the strategy is always time-weighted average pricing based on a dollar cost averaging strategy, always when you're long-term accumulating. And if you're leveraging, obviously you just have to wait for the setups, and that's really the only thing you can do in this situation. So that's PTB. It's a really quick one. And next, okay, moving on to TRVL. Well, what's going on with TRVL? As always, I said we have to wait for the selling to stop. So we are kind of trying to formulate some kind of harmonic here, whether it's a bat or a butterfly. It's one or the other, depending on where this pivots. No one really knows. I think if we were to take this pivot low, then we could see a really nice pump. Right now, we're not seeing the reaction pump yet, but we are seeing a little bit of buying, you see. We saw a little bit of market buying there, took out that local high, so we have a little bit of a potential for a market structure change. That being said, I'm still kind of thinking to myself, it is possible to go down another leg here. It is possible. And so therefore, when you're coming into the areas of interest, you just kind of have to scale in rather than just wait. Or like I said before, you wait for a sign of strength. And effectively with a sign of strength, what you're looking for is a reclaim of one of these levels. You see like this daily level that I've marked out. We haven't actually reclaimed it. Look at that. We haven't reclaimed it. We're still finding resistance off that daily level. It was support here. It was washed here. Resistance here. And now we're still finding resistance. You see that? So when you're seeing that, you're just kind of like thinking to yourself, do I buy? Yeah, you could buy if you're accumulating, because we're coming into the right areas and the price is really cheap. But at the same time, once we see a sign of strength, once we see the price reclaim and find support, then you're going to get the buying coming in, because that's what people are looking for. They're looking for strength. You buy into strength, you sell into weakness. And so I'm still thinking possibly another leg down. It could find support at any one of these levels. I've got it marked at the lowest level just simply because of the 786 and this pivot here, taking out that pivot. Why not? But, you know, this, who knows? This could be anywhere. You can pivot anywhere here. Don't know. Have no idea. So we are coming to a really interesting buy area. And that's what's on my mind right now. When I'm looking at the market cap, it's so bloody cheap. I just want to cry. 3.3 million market cap. I mean, it's incredible when you look at the network analytics and you look at this value here, 1.3 million, and then you look at the market cap and you go 3.3 million. It's like, what's going on. And then look at the trading volume, $500,000. Like, the volume is pretty decent, isn't it? Pretty decent. Can't really complain. Now look at the volume. Look, 500,000, 500,000, 500,000, 500,000, 500,000. Look, it's all $500,000 worth of daily trading. It's pretty impressive, huh? TRVL is making a comeback, and it really pains me when people say, oh, TRVL is dead. This is a golden opportunity. It's an accumulation of a lifetime, this token. This is what people are missing. This is what people don't understand. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here to explain that there's a real opportunity here for a lot of people to pick up this token and change their lives forever. Not financial advice, entertainment value only. But, you know, do your own research. Don't listen to me, do your own research. The difference between these two harmonics is the difference between a bat and a butterfly. So effectively, it could be one or the other. The next kind of pivot we have here is Sunday, this Sunday. Yeah, you see that? That's the 1.618. So could this drop again and kind of go there? Yeah, it could. It's a bit long, huh? It's a bit elongated, but it is possible. So we have to see what happens. We have to see what happens, okay? But right now we're kind of underneath the 618, underneath this daily level, finding a little bit of resistance, and so therefore patience is a virtue. Let me just group that on Tuesday. I'm going to clean my charts up one of these days. Let me have a look at the daily candles. That being said, yesterday we saw a bullish engulfing candle. It's nice to see, but you like to see bullish engulfing. Yeah? Who doesn't like to see a bullish engulfing? This 3-day red candle was nice. And then, yeah, this 3-day candle was a green doji. Kind of indifferent about that. This weekly buy up. Increasing volume here. Not convincing at the moment, this weekly buy up. To be honest with you, not convincing yet. So the jury is still out. But we have a really nice bullish engulfing here on the 12-hour time frame. Usually with these bullish engulfings, the price comes back to test for a test usually. So be interesting to see what happens there. If the price does come back for a test, it could always just come back to these wicks if it holds. But no one really knows what's going to happen. No one can predict that. On the monthly time frame, we've come all the way down to here. Do we hold for a higher low, or do we go down to take the low? I mean, again, no one really knows. But naturally, on the 3-month time frame, we're kind of pulling back. And I've said this before, what I want to see is a 3-month close above the 50 fib. We're above the 50 fib at the moment. The 50 fib is at 7259. So by the end of the month, I want us to close above the 50 fib. If we get that, then this is a mega bullish candle, like ultra bullish. Inverse hammer and a piercing 3-month candle. Are you kidding me? That's like an all-in candle. That's like buy, buy, buy. That's like, don't even think about it. Just buy. So the Fed cuts interest rates tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Look at the volume on this 3-month. And if you tell me that this is bearish, then we're on different wavelengths, obviously. And the great news is, and people are following me in El Salvador. I'm still here in El Salvador. In sunny El Salvador. Really sunny outside. A few clouds, but not too many. And we are onboarding. We are onboarding in El Salvador. We're not messing about here. Lots of things are happening. People are coming. They're getting excited about travel. Just buy the rumor. Should I say buy the rumor? I don't know. Not financial advice. Only entertainment. Look at this. We've got 2 new listings. So we have this Punta Roca Surf House. Let's have a look at it. $12 per night. Amazing. $25 per night. So one of our objectives here is to get professional photos of all these properties here in El Salvador. It's one of our objectives. And so naturally, when you look at this, you're thinking to yourself, oh, wow, he's put some photos. So you've got this kind of, whoever this is. There you go. Look at that. So there are a few photos. Oh, it's nice, actually. I've actually stayed here. Can you believe it? I've stayed here. Hammocks. It's typical, huh? This is typical El Salvador. You might not think it's impressive, but it's typical El Salvador. This is kind of, it's okay for the price you're paying, for what you get. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not too shabby. Yeah, it's not the Hyatt Hotel, but it's an experience, it's culture, it's a way of life. You know, surfers love it. Surfers love to experience the real El Salvador. Look at this. This is, where is he? Is that him? Don't know who he is. The owner. It looks like it could be him. So yeah, you can go there and book now and pay in crypto, and that's the great thing. This is what we're going to do. We are enabling properties to accept crypto in El Salvador in a very tangible way, in a real way. Yeah. The problem with credit cards and fiat is that Stripe is not available in El Salvador, but what we're doing is we're allowing people to accept crypto, and here El Salvador is fast becoming a crypto nation, a crypto country. And you see here, when you connect your wallet, and lots of options here. And you can pay USDT, USDC, Matic, TRVL for a 10% discount, ETH, and Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin. And Bitcoin Lightning is coming. And then also we're looking at ways that people can pay by credit card in El Salvador. So we're growing, we're expanding, we're not messing about. As I said to you, we've got 5 listings now in El Salvador. We've got 3 properties. Just wait, because we're going to populate this whole country with travel, and we're going to kind of crypto enable, crypto aware, make everyone crypto aware. It's going to be a revolution, and once we succeed here, we're expecting great things with the price of TRVL. Right now, TRVL in many ways is speculative value, but don't worry, all that is changing. It will change, and what's going to happen with El Salvador is it will be a pilot. We're initiating a pilot program here with a new tokenomics model. We're not changing the overall tokenomics just yet. We're just piloting a new model here. And hopefully, after success, after we succeed, that will roll out across the whole world. And then my mission will then extend from El Salvador to Central South America, while the El Salvador initiative and collective ride strong. Okay, so we've got big plans for Central South America, and just watch this space. If anyone is watching me, just watch this space. Big things are happening. People are coming, volunteers are coming now. I'm kind of giving you lots and lots of rumors. Eric Pace, the new CEO, he's coming on Thursday in 2 days' time. He's also coming back in October. We're going to have a massive, massive event here, launch event, inviting lots of people, important people, hosts, to get to launch the El Salvador travel initiative, and big things are happening. And that's why I keep on saying, if you're watching me, this is it. This is really a long hold, and we're at prices now where you not financial advice, you'd be mad not to accumulate, mad. And this network is going to explode. We're going to explode this to, initially my target is 5x, 25,000 listings across Central South America. And then once we get past that, 100,000, 200,000, we're just going to go up and up and up. We're going to go for it. I've told people my ambition, my mission, my goal, my life mission is to take this project and make it bigger than Airbnb. Yeah, it really is. Why not? Yeah, Airbnb market cap. Let's have a look at it. $75 billion. Okay. So let me go into Grok now, because I like to use Grok because I've got the, it's just easy because it's in X. Let's just see. Let's ask Grok a question. I like asking Grok questions. Let's see what the market cap is. This is a market cap of, and so let's have a look. TRVL MCAP is there, and Airbnb MCAP is, let's just use that figure. So TRV MCAP is 3.3 million. Airbnb MCAP is 73.6 billion. How much increase in terms of X multiplier would it take for TRVL to overtake Airbnb? Let's see what AI says. This is the big question. Drum roll. Okay, do all the code for me. I don't need to know. I could do quick answer. Oh my God, long. Perfect, look at that. TRVL would need to increase by a factor of 22,234x. See that? So, therefore, following from the previous answer, if I invested 1,000 USD into TRVL now and held until TRVL overtook Airbnb's current market cap, how much would my investment be? Another drum roll. Drum roll. Who's gonna bring the drum roll? Okay, see that? So if you invest $1,000 into TRVL now, and TRVL was able to overtake Airbnb's current market cap at 73 billion, and this is for the future. This is a long hold. Yeah, this I'm not talking about next week. I'm talking about buying $1,000 worth of TRVL and just not thinking about it for the next whenever 5-10 years. And TRVL was to overtake Airbnb's current market cap. Who knows about the future, but the current market cap. Then your $1,000 becomes $22 million. Yeah, do you see that? And I'm telling you that my mission is to overtake Airbnb. That's my mission. And I think it's possible. I don't see why not, because it's a decentralized app which cuts out Airbnb and does exactly the same thing, but more. It gives power to the people. It gives power to hosts. It gives power to people to take over their own business. And we haven't really even started yet. We have so much that we can do to make this significantly better. And that comes along for the future, near future, hopefully, when D-Travel becomes a DAO, when the tokenomics change and it becomes a more compelling reward system based on a token economy, based on a Bitcoin model instead of whatever the tokenomics was proposed as before. There's lots of things happening, and then we're going to add reviews. We're going to add more payment options, you know. So much is happening behind the scenes, and this is the future. And so just watch this space. I do think if people are kind of like, even if you do sell, it's always worth kind of just hodling a little bit for the future, just because of this, yeah. And so I'm here in El Salvador. My mission is to just push and promote D-Travel and take it to Central South America. Once we achieve that, I think D-Travel will go viral. I think once we achieve our targets and goals in El Salvador, D-Travel, TRVL will go viral. And so that's kind of why I keep on talking. That's why I keep on doing my stream, because for many years, you know, no one really paid attention to Bitcoin, and then suddenly the whole world's talking about Bitcoin. And I think we have a real opportunity with D-Travel. Competition exists. It doesn't matter. Competition just makes you better, makes you work harder, makes you stronger. So that's my TRVL D-Travel update. Pretty short stream. I'm not going to go longer because there's no need. But obviously, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment underneath this stream. And my next stream is going to be on Friday. So if you like the stream, if you like the info, if you want to share it or like this YouTube video, then I'd appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, then I'm trying to build my YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. Just need 95 more people to show me some love, and then I can take the next step, hopefully, in this YouTube journey as well. I'm on multiple journeys now. All right, have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and I'm going to see you on Friday. Take care.